We've been here for about 12 years. The program has been around about 20 years, but we moved here. We used to be over closer to Seaport Village. Found this building, renovated it, moved in here. And basically in the building, what we've got are teens who are homeless, who were not able to live at home for one reason or another. Some of them, the whole family is homeless. Some of them, there might be long histories of abuse and neglect at home, lots of dysfunction. But these aren't runaways. These aren't kids that just kind of had an argument with mom and dad and came here. These are kids that really, the same kind of kids you'd see in foster care. But because they're older, they kind of slip through the cracks. So we give them a safe place to live, finish their education, get a job, save up money, and kind of get the skills they need so that when they turn 18, they can go off on their own and be successful and independent.
Beautiful. So you guys provide the family structure here.
Exactly.
Perfect.
Exactly.
So where do you go to school?
I go to Scripps Ranch High School.
Okay, very good. And how long have you been here at Toussaint?
For almost 6 months.
And what brought you here?
I was fighting with my family a lot, and it started to get big, and they started touching me and hurting me, and I wasn't okay with that, and they didn't want to raise me anymore.
Yeah. What would you do if this wasn't an option for you?
I have no idea.
Yeah. How'd you know about it?
My grandma looked it up.
And what was your first day like when you came here?
I was scared, and I was kind of upset because I was just like, wow, I don't really live with my family anymore, but at the same time I was like, yeah, I don't have to deal with them anymore. So I was kind of having a positive attitude about it.
Did Toussaint give you a good family vibe when you were here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. And how's everything been going the last 6 months?
It's been pretty good.
Good. School going better for you, or?
Yeah, it's kind of harder because I have to wake up earlier, get myself there, but it's what I have to do.
Yeah. What's your favorite part about Toussaint?
Probably that, like, no matter what, I always have a friend somewhere nearby, and that, like, I'm not stuck in the house alone wishing I could be with friends.
Yeah.
Statistically, 8 out of 10 kids that walk through the door will stay to finish high school.
Wow.
Sometimes that's one continuous stay, sometimes that's in and out a couple of times, but 8 out of 10 will stay long enough to finish high school. And then statistically, over the last 6 years, 90% of those go on to college.
Amazing.
So we've got a lot of kids like doing community college, but we also, just this year, just this fall, UC Merced, UCSD, San Francisco State, kids going off for schools there. Wow. So a lot of them are just doing really tremendous.
Where do you think these kids would be if they didn't go to Toussaint? Right. Well, let's ask these guys. Yeah, let's ask these guys.
Yeah. Actually, I was in the streets before I moved in here.
For how long?
For, I'd say, since October. So I just recently moved here, like, I'd say 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long were you in the streets, and what does that mean?
Well, I had friends. I had friends. Pretty much, I was in and out house hopping from Penn's house. And actually, the day before I moved here, I really had nowhere to stay. I stayed in my friend's car.
Wow.
And it was pretty hard. I was working 2 jobs, actually, and then I'd rent motels also. So that was hard.
2 jobs, rent hotels, go house to house. And
yeah.
Did you go to school?
Now I'm going to school.
Yeah, but did you?
I didn't go as much. Yeah.
So you'd still be doing that?
Yeah.
How'd you find out about this place?
I was on probation, and I talked to one of my case managers about it, and they referred me here.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got lucky.
Yeah. So you do consider yourself lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 weeks. So what's the plan? What's the goal now for you?
Pretty much graduating high school, going to college.
Well, basically, I come from a family that never paid attention to me, middle child, and I had nowhere to actually look up to since nobody finished high school. And right now, last year, senior, I got all my credits. I just need to finish 3 classes that are required. I already have 44 credits. I'm going to end up with like 48 or so.
So you're going to be the first person in your family to graduate high school?
Yep.
Nice. How's that feel?
It feels really good. It's really motivating. Before I came here, I had nobody actually like give me enthusiasm to actually go to school whatsoever. And now that I'm here, they give me a little too much. You need to back up a little bit.
How often did you go to school before?
Every 3 days or so.
Yeah.
Every 3 days or so. Otherwise, like I would just stay in the street hanging out with some of the local people. Yeah. No, but ever since I've been here, I got my driver's permit, but they won't let me use their car to get my license. And I enlisted into the Marines. I passed my ASVAB. I'm already ready to go as soon as I get out of high school. I have a month, and then I'll be set for boot camp. Then from there, I have a really bright future.
What? That's incredible, man. That is absolutely incredible. So back if you were with your house, 5-year plan, where do you think you'd be?
Dead. Like seriously, I used to live by Logan, like all those gangs places. It's either school or just go into a gang. And I really didn't like gangs because my actual biological father came from that kind of things, and he just self-destructed, heroin, everything just went downhill. And that's not who I am. I want to become someone. I want to be proud of myself.
So I asked these guys before, and I think you may have heard us comment. Where, if you were still on that path, where do you think you'd be in 5 years?
Still same thing. Probably what my brothers turned out to be in prison.
You got some older brothers?
Yeah, not good examples.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so what made you want to do something different?
My mom always taught me better. So whenever opportunity came around, I just took it.
Yeah.
So I've always wanted to do good for myself. I stayed in school even when I was homeless.
Did you really?
Yeah. I've never gave up school. I never quit. At one point I thought I was, but I finished it up because my mom passed away, and I told her I would do it for her before she passed away.
Where'd you do work? Just in your car? And
What do you mean?
Like
did you homework and stuff like that?
Classrooms. I always went to programs. Always stayed after late. As long as I could be at school, that was just like one of my sanctuary things.
Okay.
So
So when you got here, what changed for you the most?
attitude. I didn't socialize when I was living homeless. I didn't have friends. I didn't talk to people, and being here it really opened up everything.
Yeah.
So
I saw you guys hanging out, just like your friends.
Whenever I can, I hang out with the people I know, and it's really fun.
Yeah, so what's next?
I'm going to go to a trade school.
Great.
Not really sure. I know I want to do computers though.
Very cool.
So
Very good. Awesome, man. That's great. And Toussaint made it happen? Made it possible.
yes, they made everything possible. And without them, I wouldn't have graduated high school.
Yeah.
To say that.
Very cool.
And I wouldn't have had the job that I have right now, working at Marshall's.
Oh, so you're working now, and this is basically like your home for a while until you...
Yeah.
Great.
I mean, I went through the program. His name is Cody, and he's been written up before, so I can say his name. He didn't live here, but he went to school here and was involved in all of our support programs. He was homeless. His parents had some serious medical issues, so they ended up at St. Vincent's. And Cody came here for support services. And for his senior year, he decided he wanted to go to kind of a mainstream school. So he went to Lincoln and immediately shot to the top of his class, graduated valedictorian. And we found out at the graduation he received a $100,000 Gates Millennium Scholarship from Bill and Melinda Gates. So he's just started his senior year at UCSD and is doing phenomenal. I mean, there's just tons of other stories. Yeah, tons of other stories. And the thing is, it's all what's the best successful outcome for each kid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Gabriel wanted to go into the Marines, and so how can sports get you through school, get you hooked up and off for that. OC's looking at a trade school. The girls are looking at college. It's when you come in, what's your goal? What do you want to achieve? It's not our goal, it's your goal, and then let's help you get there successfully.
Well, I think there's plenty of organizations that you could just look up online. People could actually just donate some time, actually talk to the kids. I remember when I was in storefront and people used to come and actually bring you home cooked meals, and that make you feel really good about yourself.
To know that there's always help, and never to give up on what you have to do, and always strive for better, because there's always something better for you out there. You don't have to be stuck with what you have.